As a longtime pigeon racing enthusiast and breeder, I'll share my comprehensive insights on early season breeding management. This knowledge comes from decades of hands-on experience working with racing pigeons. Early season breeding, a comprehensive guide to successful racing pigeon reproduction. Timing and preparation. The foundation of successful early breeding begins with proper timing. In most temperate regions, I start preparing my breeding pairs in late December to early January. This timing allows the youngsters to be ready for training during the ideal spring weather conditions. However, the exact timing depends heavily on your geographical location and racing schedule. Before initiating the breeding process, all breeding stock must undergo thorough health checks. I ensure all birds receive appropriate vaccinations and treatments for parasites at least 6 weeks before pairing. This preparation period is crucial for producing healthy offspring and protecting the breeding stock. Selection and pairing. The selection of breeding pairs is perhaps the most critical decision in the entire process. I focus on several key factors. Physical characteristics. I look for birds with excellent muscle tone, bright eyes, soft, well-fitting feathers, and proper wing alignment. The keel bone should be straight and strong, and the breast muscles should be well developed but not excessive. Performance history. Beyond physical traits, I carefully consider each bird's racing performance and that of their lineage. Birds that have demonstrated consistent racing abilities, particularly in challenging conditions, make excellent breeding stock. Genetic compatibility. I maintain detailed records of bloodlines to avoid inbreeding while capitalizing on proven genetic combinations. Some of my most successful pairs have come from crossing birds with complementary strengths, for example, pairing a sprint specialist with a bird known for endurance. Pairing process. The actual pairing process requires patience and careful observation. I introduce pairs in separate compartments within my breeding loft, using a partition system that allows them to see each other but prevents physical contact initially. This method reduces aggressive behavior and allows for natural courtship. After 2 to 3 days of visual contact, I remove the partition during daylight hours while monitoring their interaction. Most pairs will bond within 5 to 7 days, though some may take longer. Signs of successful pairing include mutual preening, the cock bird driving the hen, and both birds showing interest in the nest box. Nest box management. Each breeding pair requires a spacious nest box measuring approximately 24 inches wide by 16 inches deep. I provide 2 nest bowls per box, allowing pairs to start their second round while still feeding their first round youngsters. The nest bowls I use are made of high-quality plastic with a rough interior surface that helps prevent splayed legs in chicks. I line these bowls with tobacco stems and pine needles, which have natural anti-parasitic properties. The breeding pairs will arrange these materials to their liking. Feeding program. The feeding program for breeding pairs is substantially different from that of racing birds. I implement a 3-phase feeding approach. Pre-breeding phase, 2 weeks before pairing. High-protein mix, 17 to 18% protein, enhanced with additional legumes. Supplemented with vitamins E and B complex. Fresh grit and minerals available at all times. During laying and incubation. Maintained high-protein diet. Increased fat content through the addition of small seeds. Additional calcium supplementation for hens. Fresh greens offered 3 times weekly. Feeding young and parents. Peak protein mix, 19 to 20% protein. Increased quantity, fed 3 to 4 times daily. Addition of pellets specifically designed for breeding birds. Enhanced mineral and vitamin supplementation. The daily feeding routine is crucial. I provide fresh feed twice daily during the pre-breeding and incubation phases, increasing to 3 to 4 times daily once chicks hatch. All feeding stations are kept meticulously clean to prevent contamination. Breeding cycle management. Once pairs are established, the breeding cycle begins in earnest. Most hens will lay their first egg within 8 to 10 days of pairing. The second egg typically follows 44 to 48 hours later. I mark each egg with the laying date and parent information using a soft pencil. Incubation period. Duration: 18 days from the laying of the first egg. Both parents share incubation duties. First egg typically hatches around day 18. Second egg follows 24 to 36 hours later. Early chick development. Parents feed crop milk for the first 5 to 7 days. Gradually transition to regurgitated grain. Daily weight monitoring is essential. Ban chicks between 5 to 7 days of age. Young bird development. The first 3 weeks of a young bird's life are critical. During this period, I maintain detailed records of their development. Week 1. Daily weight checks. Monitoring crop filling. Checking for appropriate activity levels. Observing parent attentiveness. Week 2. Continue weight monitoring. Observe feather development. Check for any sign of health issues. Monitor parent feeding behavior. Week 3. Begin monitoring wing development. Check leg strength and positioning. Observe initial movement within nest bowl. Monitor transition to solid food consumption. Environmental control. Temperature and ventilation management are crucial for early breeding success. My breeding loft maintains temperature between 45 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 to 18 degrees Celsius, relative humidity around 55 to 65%. Adequate ventilation without drafts. Natural light supplemented with artificial lighting to maintain 14-hour days. Health monitoring. Daily health checks are essential during the breeding season. I watch for signs of respiratory issues, dropping consistency and color, parent bird condition and weight, chick development and growth rates. Any health issues are addressed immediately to prevent spread within the breeding loft. Weaning process. Young birds typically begin leaving the nest around 24 to 28 days of age. The weaning process requires careful management. Initial exploration phase, 24 to 28 days. Allow supervised exploration of loft floor. Maintain parent access for feeding. Provide shallow water containers. Begin offering small amounts of feed. Full weaning phase, 28 to 35 days. Gradual separation from parents. Introduction to young bird section. Monitoring of independent feeding. Social integration with other youngsters. Post-weaning care. Regular weight checks. Observation of feeding behavior. Monitoring social integration. Initial flight training within loft. Record keeping. Throughout the breeding season, I maintain comprehensive records including pairing dates, egg-laying dates, hatching dates, daily weight progression, health observations, feeding responses, behavioral notes. These records prove invaluable for future breeding decisions and help identify successful breeding lines. First flight training. Around 35 to 40 days of age, young birds begin their first flight training. Initial flight exercises within the loft. Supervised access to aviary. Progressive exposure to outdoor environment. Careful monitoring of weather conditions. Special considerations for early breeding. Early season breeding presents unique challenges. Greater attention to temperature control. Enhanced nutritional requirements. More careful monitoring of parent condition. Increased vigilance for health issues. Success in early breeding requires anticipating and addressing these challenges proactively. Conclusion. Early season breeding of racing pigeons demands meticulous attention to detail, comprehensive understanding of pigeon physiology, and unwavering dedication to proper management practices. The success of your racing team begins with these early breeding decisions and management practices. Through careful selection, proper nutrition, and attentive care, you can produce high-quality young birds ready for successful racing careers. The most crucial factors for success are maintaining consistent management practices, providing excellent nutrition, ensuring proper health care, and keeping detailed records. Remember that each breeding season provides new learning opportunities to refine and improve your breeding program for future success. Get my main racing system, just email me direct. I'm an experienced ex-pigeon racer from England, and I can offer valuable insights and guidance on all aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to racing. During my racing days, I managed a small team of no more than 70 pigeons, including stock, young birds, and old birds. It was not uncommon for me to send as few as 6 birds to a race and still secure the top 3 positions out of up to 2,500 pigeons in my club and federation. My race distances typically ranged up to 300 miles, and I consistently achieved top 5 placements in my club. My expertise extends to the art of selecting excellent breeders, including evaluating pigeons based on their eye-sign characteristics. I firmly believe that true champions can only be bred from top-quality stock, and I can guide you in identifying and acquiring such pigeons. I understand that many pigeons for sale are advertised based on their lineage or pedigree, but I emphasize the importance of assessing the bird itself rather than relying solely on paperwork. As part of my offer, I invite you to share photos of your pigeons, including their eye-sign and wing characteristics. I'll provide you with free advice on racing and breeding based on my extensive experience and knowledge. Additionally, I will share auction links to high-quality breeding birds that have the potential to produce winners in your loft. Here's what you can expect to receive from me. A comprehensive Word document containing valuable insights and strategies for successful pigeon racing, including specific racing methods for both old and young birds, as well as general advice. Private YouTube videos sent to your email, covering various aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to race preparation. Detailed recommendations on supplements and additives to add to your pigeons' drinking water, with scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. Similar products are used by professional athletes and racehorses to enhance performance. Assurance that your pigeons will race home faster, provided that you have quality birds to begin.